Welcome to the SLAED dashboard. This dashboard contains the latest data from the SLAED Indicators Framework, which provides a consistent source of data and evidence on what councils across Scotland are delivering as local economic development organisations. The aim of the dashboard is to make the data easily accessible to SLAED members, stakeholders and the wider public. The dashboard will enable users to interrogate and download data relevant to them, supporting evidence-based decision-making and allowing them to identify emerging trends and opportunities. We hope that you find the dashboard to be intuitive, but to help you explore the data, this how-to video will demonstrate some of the dashboard's key features. The dashboard can be found on the SLAED website under the SLAED Indicators Framework page. The boxes at the bottom of the Welcome page provide different ways of exploring the data. By local authority, at a national level, by category, and by family group. The last two boxes provide information about family groups and which local authorities are in each group, and metadata, which is information about each indicator, what it is measuring, and the source of the data. Let's take a look at each of these in turn. All indicators in the framework are allocated to a category: input, activity, output, outcome, and wellbeing economy. So first you need to select which category of indicators you are interested in. I'll select input indicators first. Next, you can select which local authority you want to look at. I'll select Renfrewshire. Now we can select the indicator. You will see that there is a lag with the Power BI system and that any previous indicator selected will show on the list, even if it's not in that category, until another indicator is selected. But here we can see all the input indicators, which have a code beginning with an I. So I will select I2, Economic Development Staffing. Let's explore the indicator display. You can see that the graph shows a local authority line, family group and Scotland line. This will show either the Scottish average or total, depending on the indicator. If you hover over the graph, the data values will be displayed. And the annual data values are also shown in the tables to the right. These tables also show trend information, that is percentage change since previous year and percentage change since base year. It is also possible to change the scale on the y-axis by clicking and dragging the top or the bottom of the axis to increase and decrease the scale to improve the display of the line graph. Please note that if you ever come to view a graph and it looks blank, it may be due to how the scale of the y-axis has been previously set. By adjusting the scale, the data lines will appear. The filter button provides details about the graph. There is also a focus button which expands the graph to the full screen. Finally, if you want to find out more about the data, click on Indicator Information and this will take you to the metadata for the indicator. The metadata includes the code, category, description, reporting period, frequency of publication, source, etc. Some indicators have numerator and denominator data available, and links to the data sources will be provided if the data is from an external source, i.e. not from Council's own records. Just a note, always use the back arrows within the dashboard to move between screens, not the back arrow at the top of the web page, as this will take you out of the dashboard. Next, we'll take a look at the national level data. This might be totals, as in the case of I2, which shows the total number of economic development staff across 32 local authorities, or for some indicators, an average figure is provided. A number of indicators have additional breakdowns at a national level. I2, for example, has a breakdown of staff by role type. Now, this also highlights a bit of a quirk of the Power BI system, which again has a lag in continuing to show the breakdown category relating to the previous indicator. So, whilst this screen initially appears to be blank, if you click on the breakdown category drop-down list, you will see that the additional data associated with I2 is now displayed, role type. As soon as you select this, the graph will show. So, you can see this graph shows a breakdown of total staff by the type of role within economic development. Some of the titles are truncated to fit on the screen, but you can hover over them to see the full title. You can also hover over the bars on the graph to see which role it relates to and the value it represents. Some indicators have more than one additional breakdown. For example, OP4, number of people who have participated in council-funded or operated employability activities. Again, this graph is blank until you select a breakdown category associated with this indicator. Some of these options have only been recorded since 2024-25, so data is only shown for 1 year, but as new data is added to the dashboard, this will build over time. We can now take a look at indicators by category. This shows all the indicators within any of the 5 categories at the local authority level. It allows us an overview of how that council is performing across a group of indicators. The x-axis labels do not appear in the indicators by category view, but all graphs show data for the last 4 years. You can select which category you want to display and the local authority. The graph on this screen can show the local authority data line, the national total or average, and the family group average. These can be switched on or off individually by clicking on the red boxes along the top of the graphs. The final way to display the data is by family group. Again, you can select the category, local authority and indicator using the drop-down lists. Each local authority is allocated to one of 4 family groups, based on their level of rurality. The point of comparing data like this is to identify learning and improvement from other local authorities with similar characteristics. That is the end of our introduction to the SLAED dashboard. We will continue to improve and develop the dashboard. If you have any feedback or comments, please let us know at slaed@improvementservice.org.uk.